Hey, and welcome to another episode of Becoming a Powerhouse Brand. I have returned from a beautiful few days away in Norway. So I'm recording this on the 18th of December. So we're in that run up to Christmas, a little bit of craziness. People are starting to switch off or finish work, or schools are wrapping up, all of that kind of thing. And it's just that really magical time where everyone's either in like crazy mode, getting ready, like realizing they haven't actually planned anything and got loads of Christmas shopping to do, or you're in that moment of everything's done, everything's really good, like you're ready to have a nice, restful Christmas. Now, for me personally, like I am a generator by human design, so it means that I like to keep busy. I like to keep going, and obviously I do have time to switch off for myself, but I like to be in that busy mentality and just like to have things to do, even if it is blitzing the house or having a big sort out or doing something with work or thinking about like what my plans are going to be for the future. Um, it also means that I'm actually not great at creating strategies, like long-term strategies. Like I have an overall strategy for 2025 in what I want to achieve and the things that I'm looking at doing each quarter. But my sort of cut down, like niched version of my strategy, I literally go month to month or like quarter to quarter. I can't see past a quarter in terms of really creating a set strategy with like a week by week plan because my how my business and how my personal development has happened, like changed and evolved in 2024, each quarter I have become a different version of myself. And I think to be able to, like, while I'm in this really crazy, fast-paced period in my business and my life of growing consistently, to be able to create a really in-depth strategy for every single month for an entire year is just too big. Like, I'm not at that point yet where I can do that because it's just changing so fast, like all the things I'm doing. And when I think back to what I've achieved in 2024, it's actually quite wild because the 2023 version of me would never have achieved the stuff that I've achieved in this year and probably wouldn't have been able to plan for that kind of thing. Like, although I had in my head I wanted to start writing a book and I wanted to launch a podcast and I wanted to do some more guest speaking and I wanted to become a brand expert in various groups and all of these things. Like, they were things on my vision board, but I didn't necessarily have them like in depth in my strategy that I was going to be able to achieve them. And I honestly don't think I had that belief in myself that I could. And this is what I wanted to talk about today. But before I dive into today's episode and talk about our success being limitless, that is what I want to talk about in this episode, and helping you set yourself up for the best year yet in your business and in your life for 2025. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a recap into what I've been doing the last few days. So I went to visit my mum who lives in Norway. She's actually in the process of moving at the moment. But I went to go and visit her in Norway. I've been there multiple times in the last year, and I have loved being able to go there and have these little breaks. It's actually the longest time I'd gone away for and left the kids. And I feel like it was just the right amount of time for me personally to be able to have that space away, to really fill my own cup, to escape the kind of hustle and bustle and the standard like daily routine of cleaning the house, doing the dishwasher, going picking the kids up, dropping the kids off, taking them to all their different clubs and all of that kind of thing. And this is something that I'm so grateful that I am able to be able to do this because I know for a lot of people they're not in that position where they can go and do that kind of thing. Um, but I'm really fortunate and grateful that I have a husband that is able to sort of support with the kids and stuff. I was able to go away for a few days, guilt-free as well. Like the first time I went, I did feel so guilty doing it. But this time I didn't because I know when I take that space out, when I actually allow myself to fill my own cup, it means that I can be a better wife, be a better mother, be a better friend, like do all of those things because I've actually had the time to feel good, to really sort of make myself reset and then come back and I can just support everybody in a much better way. And this is the thing, like so often we get so busy in the daily running of our businesses, running of our lives, like doing all of the things all of the time. And particularly those of you that are listening to this that are a generator or manifesting generator, because we are designed by our human design to keep going. We can keep going. We kind of like are the Duracell bunnies of the world in that we have this endless supply of energy. And it's very easy to be that kind of person and to just keep going and not actually allow yourself that time to switch off and do other things. So I've had a few days in Norway and we didn't really sit down and relax at all, but we were doing other things. Like my mind was working on different things. We were going for really long walks and we hardly sat down at all. We were literally like walking all the time. We went to Oslo and went to the Christmas market, which was amazing. We like it was snowy. It's actually quite late for them to get snow in Norway. Normally, like most of December is snowy, but they've only just had it in the last week, so it was quite icy everywhere. There were patches of snow. Like Oslo didn't have any snow at all, but where I was staying was outside of Oslo, in a place called Asker, or Oscar, as they say. And it's very sort of traditional Norwegian. You've got loads of bars, loads of restaurants, obviously loads of seafood and the water. Like there's just so much to do there. And we just had a really nice time. And the air is very different there. Like when you are, like I'm a country girl anyway, so I always find that when I've spent any time in a city, that I need to get out. I need to get out and have some fresh air. I need to be in the woods. I need to like really breathe in that fresh air and just like I don't know, I just need to kind of ground myself with fresh air. So actually when you go to somewhere like Norway where there is so much space, like the population is so much smaller than even London throughout the whole country. So you go to somewhere like Oslo, which is obviously their capital, um, and the population there is so tiny in comparison to any of the cities in the UK. And what to them is like really busy season. It's really crazy. There's so many people everywhere. Like really wasn't that bad at all. But we just had a beautiful few days, had really good food, did loads of walking, just had some chill time and just had that one-on-one time. And I actually really, like, as much as there's been parts of my life, like especially when I had my first child and then obviously second and third children, and my mum wasn't around because she lived in another country, like that to me at the time was really hard with my first child. But I've actually learned to really appreciate that time. And now when I spend time with my mum, it's a longer period of time and it's more like quality time rather than just having like kind of little coffee dates here and there. And as much as I would love to have that, it was just really nice to have that quality time, just me and her for a few days. That said, I was ready to come home. Like when it had been, so I stayed there. I left Friday, no, I left Saturday morning. So I'd gone out on Friday night with some friends for our Christmas do, and then my flight was at 7:30 on Saturday. So by the time I landed, like I was there by I think it was 11 o'clock. So I had the whole day there basically, which was really lovely. So I stayed there Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night. And then Tuesday, my flight was, what time was it? Like late morning. But it was just the right amount of time to go and have a bit of a break, come away from the hustle and bustle, really fill my own cup. But I was ready to come back home. Like I do miss my kids when I go away, and I know there are a lot of people who like can go away for longer and it that feels good to them. But for me, like I'm a real family girl. Like I love being at home. I love my own space. I love to just be surrounded by like my favorite people and like for me, a weekend in just being surrounded by family and going for a walk and having good food, like that kind of thing is my perfect weekend for me. I'm much more that kind of person than someone that needs to be traveling the world and doing all these amazing things. And I love to travel. Like I love to travel. I love to travel before children. We haven't really done much of it since having kids. Um, just because we've wanted to enjoy it a bit more and wait till they're older. So that is something I want to do more of. But yeah, so I've just had a really good few days away. I've got loads of things that I am so excited about for my business. I've got so many things like client projects that I'm working on. I launched a client website last week, which I had some amazing feedback on actually, to say that their SEO had massively increased their website visibility. So we only launched it last week and already their Google ranking and everything has scaled. So that has been amazing. And just to very quickly touch on this. So this is something that I feel really, really strongly about. And if somebody ever asks me, it's one of those things that I find it hard not to sort of speak my truth with it all. Um, Now, I'm all about building a brand and actually speaking directly to the kind of people that you want to be working with. So, the kind of people that I work with, who I love to work with, are the women that want to stand out. They want to position themselves as an authority. They want to make more money and they have absolutely zero shame in admitting that because at the end of the day, business is about trading your service or your product for money. Like that is a business. So, having shame around wanting to make more money as a business owner, then there's definitely going to be some money mindset issues there. So I work with women that are, they want to make more money, they want to make as much money as they can, they want to have the freedom, they want to make a big impact in their industry, like with their clients. They want to actually create that ripple effect by sharing their skills and expertise to support their clients and for their clients to then support other people so that their like magic can actually be rippled down to all these other people to create that bigger impact. Like that is who I love to work with. So these kinds of women are ready to move. Like they know that their brand visuals aren't in alignment, that they need to upgrade them, which is why they come to me for a rebrand because they are ready to really position themselves as a leader and they want to have the branding and the website and everything that is actually going to create that instant magnetic leadership kind of vibe. Um, Equally, the clients that I work with on a mentoring basis are in the same sort of category as well, in that they really want to stand out, but they need more of the strategy help. They need more of the messaging support. So they're not just going to come to me for the visuals. They might actually want my support to upgrade their own visuals, but they want to do it in a way that is in alignment with their vision. They really want to stand out, but they want my support in order to be able to do that. That said, with that being the kind of client I work with, I also feel really strongly about this, and this is about investing in your business and also in your own, in yourself, basically. So I know what it's like when you are in the earlier stages of your business and investing any kind of money, even if it's like £100 or $100, like wherever you're listening to this. I know I've got a lot of American listeners. Um, Even investing that kind of amount in the earlier stages can feel scary as hell because you compare like, oh, well, that amount could have actually done like a whole family day out for that. And is it really worth it? And you start almost justifying that spend as a spend rather than an investment. Now, what I just want to cover, I'm not going to go into depth in this because this is a whole category on its own, like a whole episode that I could go into. And I don't want to like lecture anybody that's listening to this in that you obviously need to spend money in order to scale your business because that is true. Like we all know that. Those of us that have invested heavily in our businesses know that that has then rewarded us with creating a business that is successful. Like you have to put money into something if you want to attract money back to you. That's a whole other episode. What I want to talk about is actually making the right investment. So let me just give you a little example here. I'm going to talk about websites in this because I have had a client, a brand new client to my world, that has come to me that has paid me for a website design. And I wasn't the cheapest, but they knew that they wanted to have a website that was going to not only look good, but that was going to stand out, that was going to get seen, that was going to rank highly on Google, that was going to be able to create more money and bring in those leads and sales on repeat. Like that is what they wanted. There is no point in having a website if it's not going to work for you, basically. So this client came to me and she already knew that she wanted to get a website that was going to work for her. So having gone to multiple different website designers, she booked me because she could see the value in investing a little bit more in working with me because she knew that not only was the website going to look good, which the other designers she spoke to would have been able to do, but it was actually going to convert for her. Like that is the whole point in having a website, and that is why my team and I go through the SEO and all of that kind of thing with websites. Now, she could very easily have come to me because this has happened to me before many, many times where people have said to me, no, they're going to go with someone else who's cheaper. She could easily have come to me and said, no, I'm going to stick to my budget and I'm going to go with these other people who she full well knew because she told me in our initial call didn't provide all of these other things. Now, she could have done that and spent a little bit less money, but then not had the sales, not had the increased reach, not had the increased Google ranking that she has had within a week of launching her website. Now, I've also had other clients that have again said no to me, and have hearing the word no used to trigger me like crazy when I was earlier on in my business. Like hearing the words no, I thought, oh my God, I'm not as good as that other person, or I'm not good enough, I'm not worth investing that kind of money in. I need to reduce my prices, like something's wrong, I'm obviously charging too much, all of this kind of thing. Like there's that doubt that comes into it. But actually, I like hearing no now because it means that it's an opportunity to grow. It's an opportunity for me to see, okay, so that person said no. What could that mean? Could it be that my messaging was actually off in order to bring in the right kind of person? Was it that I could have offered something else to that particular client? Like, what can you actually learn from that experience of that person saying no? Because there is always something to learn. It's never a negative thing. And also, you want to make sure that your brand is positioned in a way that you are going to get people that say no, because you want to get the right people into your audience, the right people into your offers. Now, going back to investing the right into the right thing, when you're investing money, what I want you to think about is what is the solution that I desire from this investment? What is it that I actually want to get out of it? So let's just say you were going to invest in, I don't know, like let's just say website, because we've already covered website. The whole point in a website is to not only position you as a trustworthy brand that's worth investing in, to not only be able to convert your clients, but you want to be able to convert the right clients. You want to be able to make sure that your website is visible, to make sure that people can actually find your website, to make sure that you are going to be able to bring in leads and sales for your business. Like that is the purpose of having a website. If you're not going to be able to bring in leads and sales from it, you might as well not even bother having one. Now, if you were going to invest in a website, what would be the better option for you? You could either invest some money in somebody that could create a website for you, who is going to make the design look really nice. Like maybe you've looked at their portfolio and they can create really nice looking designs. Does that particular person, does that company that you're going to also support with the SEO, with the essential parts of a website that are going to enable it to be visible online? Or is it purely visuals? Because if it's purely visuals, then you're probably going to want to be able to spend more money on working with someone that can help you purely on the SEO, on the messaging, on the content. Because having a website that looks good is great, because when people land on your website, you want them to be engaged and you want them to find out more about working with you. But you want to obviously have a website that's going to get people on there in the first place. And that comes down to having all the SEO and everything in the back end. So if you were investing money in a website, yes, there might be a company that does the full thing. They do the content, they do the brand photo shoot, or can support you with that. They might do the SEO, they might do the Google ranking, like all of that kind of thing. Now, if you're going to weigh up the two options, which one of those two is going to get you the best results? Which one of those two options is going to make you the most money? Obviously, it's going to be the one that provides that full package. Now, when you are in the position of the earlier stage of your business, I know investing can feel very scary, but you have to think about it from a logical point of view in what is the best investment that is going to give you the fastest and best return to scale your business. Because it's if you're focusing purely on the visual side of it, and as a visual designer myself, like I've worked in the world of brand content for over 20 years, like I know the visuals are important because that first impression is important. But your brand starts from working within. It's the same with your website. It starts from working within. It starts from working on the foundations of it, on the structure, the flow, all of that before you've even got to the visual side of it. And it's the same with your personal brand. It starts from working on within, and then you can brand from the outside, like all of the visual elements. If you start on the outside bits before you've got that inner belief and that trust in yourself, there's going to be a misalignment in your energy. You're causing an energetic leak, which is going to mean that you're not going to be able to bring in people in the first place. So whenever you're investing any kind of money in your business, this happens like no matter what stage you're at. You need to think about what that return is going to be. And the return isn't always financial. Maybe it is a confidence thing. Maybe it is learning how to do something. So if you're someone that has never created a sales funnel and you want to learn how to do that, your return of investment in working with someone that specializes in sales funnels that's going to help you do that is that you are going to be able to come out of that service with your sales funnel set up. You're going to be able to come out of that service having the automations and the system in place that is going to enable you to scale your business and to be able to create a bigger impact, to be able to serve more people, to have the automation there that actually, instead of doing everything manually, you've got a system there that you can just fill your funnel at the top, and then the automated system is going to do the work for you. So that would be your return on investment. It might not be like an instant where you're going to get money from that. But even like my website clients, most of my clients have made back their return on investment within a matter of weeks or like a couple of months because their website is already positioning them as a leader. So think about that investment. I've gone off on a massive tangent on this, but as you can tell, this is something I feel really strongly about. And I hate when I see people that have invested money in something that have opted for something because of the price, because they've been so focused on this is cheaper, so I'll go with that one, rather than which one is going to give me the best outcome and the best solution to my problem. And it might actually be that in your gut, you know the cheaper option is actually the right one. It's the better fit, that maybe the coach or the mentor or the service or whatever just feels better. That's fine. I'm not saying always go with the most expensive, but I'm going with which option, if you're weighing up two or three or four, whatever, which one is going to give you the best results for your business? Because when you invest in your business, you want to make sure it's the right decision. Now, there's always going to be times when you make, like, I don't want to say a wrong decision, but there's always going to be times when you invest in something and it doesn't work. That's how we learn. That's how we learn what we should invest our money in and what we shouldn't, or what doesn't feel right, or what doesn't feel aligned, or what doesn't get us the results. Like, that's all part of it. Every single person you see out there that has a successful business, and I've done this so many times before, they will have invested in things that didn't work out. That is just part of the journey of being an entrepreneur. But if you can think about every investment you make in what feels good in your gut, because your intuition always knows, it always knows. Your head is always designed to talk you out of things that are unknown, that you've never done before, to keep you safe, because it's something you've never experienced. So if you're constantly listening to your head will always tell you, go with the cheaper option. Your gut, your intuition will tell you which option is the right one for you that is going to give you the best results. Anyway, I'm going to go back into what this episode was meant to be about, which is about your success is limitless. Now, after spending a few days with my mum, who's obviously older than me, it's really interesting to me because we live in such a crazy, crazy world now that anybody can set up a business for next to nothing or even free. Like tomorrow, you could set up a new business tomorrow and start making money from it. It's quite wild in that past generations, even today, have either no concept of this, they don't understand it because it's totally alien to them because they never grew up, experienced this kind of thing, or not having that trust in it, not believing that this can actually be successful. Because past generations could not achieve what we can today. They did not have the opportunities that we have today. And the thing is, as women, we can create businesses and we can become the breadwinner in our families, in our households, very easily. But when you think about past generations, like even two, three generations ago, as a woman, you couldn't even open a bank account without having the signature of a man. You would have to, if you wanted to set up a business, you would need thousands of pounds in order to set up a business. And it would require you to do things like leaflet dropping, advertising in the paper, lots of word of mouth, like having those conversations and everything. There was no internet, there was no social media, there was no way to promote your business to the masses like there are today. Today, you can set up a business and bring in clients from across the globe. Like, how wild is it that I work with clients in America and Australia and Europe and New Zealand, and I've had a client in Asia? Like, that is absolutely crazy. If my grandparents were here today, they wouldn't believe me. They would think it was a scam. They would think like it can't be possible. How can you possibly work with someone that lives the other side of the world? But we have so much potential. We have so much available to us. And it's the same, like you see teenagers now setting up TikTok accounts that are making thousands whilst they're studying at school just by creating content for brands because brands are paying them for the content they're creating because it's a no-brainer for a brand to pay these teenagers, these influencers who are going to help them to make more sales because people want to buy the other things. They want to buy the makeup or like whatever it is that they're promoting. So they're making thousands whilst they're at school. Like the opportunities we have today are absolutely wild. But for so many of the millennials of today, because of how we spent our childhood, like we have gone through such a wild journey, haven't we? Like you think when we were children, there was no internet. Internet came about when we were in like our teens. And then we've kind of gone along this journey of, oh my God, there's mobile phones that you can get the internet on. Like, how crazy is that? And now we have social media and all of these insane things. So we spent most of our childhood being told the right way of making a living. Like, you need to work hard, you need to get this qualification, you need to go and get this job, and this is the way that you need to get promotions and like all of that. Like that was the norm, wasn't it? Like we've kind of grown up in a world that through our childhood, that is what people told you, that is what you were told at school. But that's not even the norm now. Like people are literally leaving school and doing their absolute dream job that back in the day you would have been told, yeah, you're living an absolute dream. Like there's no way that's going to happen, or it's not, yeah, you're not going to be able to achieve that unless you do X, Y, Z. And what can you imagine what would happen if back then we were told to follow our dreams, to actually believe that we are capable of doing anything, that we could achieve the success that we absolutely desire without having to go through the route of university if we didn't want to, or we didn't have to go through these kind of 9 to 5 jobs. Like you could literally start any kind of job and make success from it. What if we started out believing that we were capable of that? What if we knew that failure or things not going to plan or hearing the word no is all part of growing, of all part of the learning, and it's part of our success story? Because failure is something that happens as part of our journey. And yet, as children, we are taught by society that the word no, that getting a fail in an exam it's a bad thing, and it means that you're not going to be able to achieve success if you don't work hard and you don't get good grades. Like, actually, I know so many people that failed all of their exams that have gone on to become billionaires doing what it is that they do because they had this clear vision. They knew they were going to create success. And the thing is, if we have that belief in ourselves, like from children, or even are able to rewire our thinking and having that belief in ourselves that actually the success we desire is available to us. How incredible is that? And the thing is, I encourage my children to follow their dreams now. And there is no part of me that will ever say to them, you can't do something because we as millennials have seen what is available to us. And I don't want past generational like money mindset issues or beliefs or knowing what is or isn't available to us. I don't want that to rub off on my children because actually what is available to them and what will be available to them in the future is limitless. Like our success is limitless. The most limiting thing that you can do is to play it safe, to keep repeating the same things over and over again. Because if you are always moving forward and thinking about what you could achieve next and keep going towards that vision and having that clarity and that belief and that confidence in yourself that you can achieve great things, like you can achieve them. But so often we get stuck in our kind of everyday living or the beliefs that we had right the way back from childhood that actually we've left that 9 to 5, the secure job. So now we're going to kind of have to hustle our way through and do this like little business and oh, how's your little business going? Like, how many times have you heard that? I know everybody listening to this has heard that before. I still hear it now, even though I make more money in this business than I did in my full-time job. But I still, because it's a weird thing to be able to work from home as an entrepreneur, working my own hours that I choose, being able to go for a 2 hour dog walk if I want to, or being able to go away like last minute to go to Norway for a few days. Like that wouldn't have been available to me had I have been in my 9 to 5. But I have so much clarity in where I'm going, and I've got a really clear vision in what it is that I'm creating. And I'm thinking bigger because what I want to achieve in my business feels scary. But I know when I go for those scary big actions, when I have that big vision that feels like, oh my God, am I really ready for this? Is this really available to me? I know that I'm onto a winner because I'm actually pushing myself forward. I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zone and doing big actions that my past version of myself would never have done. Like what I've achieved this year, a few years ago, the girl that would have been shaking, sweating, doing a very short Facebook Live in a small group, a private group on Facebook, who was absolutely petrified of showing her face, to now in 2025, I'm going to be speaking on stage to 100 people. And that feels equal parts terrifying, but also exciting. Like if I'd have stayed that past version of me that told herself, this is scary, I don't want to do it. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to chicken out. Like, and kept myself in that. Like, I would have just been playing small over and over again. I wouldn't have achieved any of the things that I have this year. And I know that, but when you actually do those bigger actions, when you think differently, when you start becoming that next level version of yourself, you attract things to you, you attract the people. Like, I've been in rooms this year where the women in the room just drop that, oh, they made like 100 grand in a week. They made 30 grand in a month. They just had a 10K day. Like, and this has become such a normal thing for me to hear that I know that this kind of success is available to me. And that, even to say that out loud, feels crazy because a couple of years ago, I was in rooms with people who just wanted to achieve like the same amount as what they did in their full-time job. They just wanted to be able to get by. They just wanted to be able to cover their bills. They just wanted to live a comfortable life. And now the rooms that I'm in, the women that are making insane amounts of money are making such a huge impact. They're making a massive impact in their industries. They're actually changing lives on a bigger scale because of the big moves that they're making. And that's the thing. Like for me, I want to impact more women, whether they work with me on a one-to-one basis or in one of my group programs or not. Maybe they're people that have listened to my podcast that have found this really inspirational, that has given them actions to take to go away and make a bigger impact in their industry, to go and change things in their business, to think differently about their vision and the strategy they're creating. That to me is success. If I can impact even one person from one of my podcast episodes, where that person has never even paid me, but drops me a DM on Instagram to say, Jackie, that podcast episode was game changing. Like it totally like blew my mind. It's opened my eyes to something. I'm thinking differently. It's really inspired me. Like that to me is a win. Like creating that impact is huge, and that is exactly the mission that I want to have. But a few years ago, all I wanted to be doing was attracting my dream clients for my wedding stationery business. That's all I wanted to be doing. I just wanted to fill my diary. And when I say fill my diary, I mean fill it completely because I didn't have this concept of the freedom. I didn't have this concept of actually, I only want to work with one client a month or one client every other month, but be able to create an amazing experience, to charge more money for that person, and to be able to create more freedom so that I can do the things that I love. Because I still had that hustle mentality that was drummed into me from my childhood. Like, you need to work hard, you need to do this, that, and the other. You need to be working long hours if you want to be successful. Because successful to the old version of Jackie was working long hours, being able to have more clients, hustling to be able to make money. Whereas the successful next level version of me, the version that I'm becoming, the version that I am now, is having the freedom to fill my own cup because then I can deliver to my clients in a much better way. It means I can show up and be a better mum. My energy is so high all the time now because I allow myself that space to do things that light me up, to do things that are fun, to do things in my business that are fun. And I'm not working with clients every single day. I'm not taking sales calls. Like a lot of my clients book me and sign up to my offers without a call. Like that is what I wanted to create for my business because I don't want to be spending loads of my time trying to persuade someone to work with me. I want people to come to me because they love my energy, because they love my vibe, they love my designs that I create, they love the results that my clients are getting, and they want to create their next level version of success as well. And I say their version of success because everybody's version of success is different. And I want to empower other women to create their version of success and bring it to reality. So I'm just going to repeat one thing again before I wrap this up. The most limiting thing you can do in your business is to play it safe. Because all that you will do with that is keep repeating the same thing over and over again, which means you'll be repeating the same results. If you want bigger results, if you want to create more wealth, if you want to create more freedom, you need to move differently. You need to become that next level version of myself. And just to finish off this episode, I am hosting a free online workshop on the 6th of January at 10:30, which is helping you to shift into the next level version of yourself. It's helping you to really define what your purpose is so that you can go into 2025 feeling fired up, attracting the things you desire, and showing up in a different way that is going to create a bigger impact and attract the things that you desire. You can have the most amazing strategy. You can have the most amazing offers. You can be totally confident in your offers and your pricing. But if you don't have that inner belief that the success that you desire is truly available to you, no strategy is going to get you the results because you need to have that belief in yourself. You need to have that clear vision of what your purpose is. You need to really show up with confidence because people can feel it in your energy. I am totally confident that every single one of my clients, when they work with me, whether for a rebrand or for one of my mentoring offers, I'm totally confident that they are going to get results, that they're going to boost the impact, that they're going to be able to boost their income, that they're going to be able to stand out as an iconic leader. I know that that is going to happen because I have 100% belief in myself and I have 100% belief in my clients. And I attract people that have that belief in themselves that want my support in order to be able to do that. This is what I want to create for you listening to this. I want you to have that confidence in yourself because you show up differently. When you have that belief and the audacity to show up in a way that is actually like talking from a place of authority, you're going to be attracting the dream clients you want to work with, the dream collaborations, those connections that are going to help you to thrive and boost your audience and create a bigger impact. So if you would love to join my free online workshop, it's an interactive workshop. So I'm not just going to talk at you for an hour. I'm going to be asking you questions that I want you to write down and really think about as we go through it. So if you would love to do that in real time on the 6th of January at 10:30 a.m., there is going to be a replay, but you're going to get more from it if you join the live. It's just going to be an hour of your time. And it's just going to help you to think differently, to show up differently, to really define what your purpose is. And there might be parts of it that you want to think on a little bit more after the live. But if you truly want to step into your next level success era, you need to start becoming that next level version of you in order to attract that to happen. So I'd love to see you there live at 10:30 on the 6th of January. I'll pop the link in the show notes below so that you can join. And yeah, if you aren't able to make the live for whatever reason, you can catch the replay, but you will need to sign up in order to get access to the replay. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I know it's been a long one, but hopefully you've got some good value from this. Really enjoyed the episode. And if you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave me a 5-star review and a comment. If you screenshot and send that over to me once you've left me a review, I am giving away 30-minute free strategy calls. So send me a DM on Instagram. You can find me at Jackie Laws with your screenshot, and then I will be able to send you over the link to book in a free 30-minute strategy call with me to help you 10x your impact, boost your income, and really stand out as the leader that you were born to be in 2025. I'm so excited. I hope to see you at my online workshop Shift on the 6th of January. check the notes below. Please leave a review, and I hope you've really enjoyed this episode. I will see you in the next episode of Becoming a Powerhouse Brand. Have a good day. Mwah. Thank you for listening to this podcast episode. If you're ready to unlock the secrets of building your own personal brand, head over to my website, baileyandrue.com, where you can grab my free Brand Brilliance Blueprint today. It's your roadmap to success in the world of branding. And hey, let's stay connected beyond the podcast. Follow me on Instagram at baileyandrue for daily inspiration, behind the scenes insights, and exclusive content to fuel your brand journey. See you there.